ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै
We're 3 hours away from the Rathayatra site. Jai Baladev. Sati, you better see you on camera too, yeah. We're all looking fresh.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
राधे राधे। Baltimore जगन्नाथ रथयात्रा की जय।
We're gonna start the party in here.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare. The car should move. Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tell the car to move. The car should move. We cannot move without you moving. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Name?
Bob and Susan.
Oh, from here?
Yes.
Oh, very ball, eh?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
One over the bump, okay? Hold.
No.
बाल्टीमोर के जय।
इस्कॉन बाल्टीमोर जगन्नाथ रथ यात्रा
इस्कॉन
की
बाल्टीमोर
जय।
रथयात्रा
All the
22 को
Jai. All the devotees who have come with us, thank you so much, Krishna. Jai Radhe. बाल्टीमोर मंदिर बहुत सुंदर है. Thank you, राधा माधव की जय. हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल. जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे. ये तो अच्छा अंक ने याद करा दिया भाई. मंदिर भी मैं फोटो आप अभी रुकिए आप.
Okay, no, real, go, yes.
Yes.
Want me to hold camera? Okay.
स्वागतम माता, स्वागतम. Welcome to
ये वीडियो
our मुक्तिनाथ निवास.
सत्यनाथन प्रभु.
आइए.
ये चेंज
क्या हुआ क्या?
हो गया.
The color.
संसार
सफेद से
संसार परिवर्तन है. Shoes outside? No, you can bring it. Okay. Bring.
ये उनके मम्मी रानी के वृंदा की माँ.
Hello.
हरे कृष्णा. आजो
Hello, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा.
ये हमारे रसिक प्रभु है.
मंदिर में परेड में.
हाँ, वो बाल्टीमोर मंदिर आई थी ना.
हाँ.
Long
उस समय
time.
आप थे.
Hare Krishna.
ये हमारी राधा है.
हरे कृष्णा. हरे राधे. हरे कृष्णा. जय राधे.
स्वरंजन दास.
जय राधे.
Hare Krishna.
ये मेरे छोटे भाई का छोटा बेटा.
जय राधे.
और बड़ा राजकुमार अभी आएगा काम से. वो काम में कॉलेज में है काम.
बहुत अच्छे बहुत अच्छे.
तो आप लोग पहले ठाकुर जी को दर्शन करके आके फिर बात करें. ठीक है ना?
बिल्कुल.
आइए.
हम लोग हाथ धोले पहले. वहाँ से तो खुद नेपाल से
राधा आ
जाके
जा.
लेके.
तो जागे थे.
मैं पूछ रही थी आपको खाना के लिए.
नहीं खाना बेटे हो गया. सो नाइस ऑफ यू. खाना हो गया.
तो फिर थोड़ा बहुत
No, we went to the mandir and just had prasadam.
अरे थोड़ा गरम कुछ जो भी बने.
गरम दूध है नहीं बड़ी वहाँ.
Oh yeah, like milk.
गरम दूध में.
Yeah, like
हाँ जी. जिंजर के साथ.
जिंजर के साथ.
हाँ बस थैंक यू.
Or haldi ke साथ.
बस सबके. हल्दी ओके
Haldi.
हल्दी
No,
दो.
not ginger.
हल्दी.
Just haldi.
हाँ थैंक यू सो
Yeah.
मच.
That's it.
जय बहुत
और
बस.
कुछ दो फ्रूट्स वगैरह कुछ.
नहीं बेटे भी खा लिया. थैंक यू.
I'll make some plates for you.
No, don't. Don't show off. Okay.
Are you guys driving back today?
No, we're staying at. We're gonna find a spot. We need some help finding a
This is
spot.
Mata.
Oh, okay.
Let me explain you.
Okay, sure.
This is the मुक्तिनाथ भगवान. मुक्तिनाथ सालग्राम साला the man जो मुकुट पहने हुए.
ये उनको बैकग्राउंड
ये
बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक कम करो. बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक पुट इट लो.
For Tulsi Vivah.
एवरी ईयर तुलसी विवाह होता था पर अभी मैं नहीं जाता हूँ. परिवर्तन आ गया तो फिर मैं इंडिया चला गया. हाँ ये हमारा जो भारत माता मंदिर है ना उसमें प्राय शादी होता था.
हाँ उधर हिंदू सभा के पास जो मंदिर है वहाँ तुलसी विवाह
लेके जाता था. उसकी पास देखो माता गोपाल का मूर्ति है. राइट साइड में सेकंड वन.
मुख खुले गोपाल.
माता जसोदा ने जब बोला गोपाल तुमने माने मक्खन खाया चोरा करके. उन्होंने बोला मैं नहीं खाया. तो वो मुंह दिखाया जसोदा माता को और वो मुख के अंदर चतुर्दश ब्रह्मांड का माता जसोदा ने दर्शन किया. वो खुला हुआ मुख है गोपाल. ये सालग्राम शिला का स्टोरी तो आपको पता है माता. इसको हाथ से कोई नहीं बनाता. हाँ बट ये साक्षात हरि उनके अंदर निवास करते हैं. आप इसको उठाओ और पूजा करो. नहीं तो हर डीटी में हम प्राण प्रतिष्ठा करते हैं पर इनकी प्राण वो जो कीड़ा है ना वज्र कीट,
Yeah.
वो कौन है? विश्वकर्मा।
हरि बोल।
वो बनाता है कीट के रूप में उसको, और वो ऊपर से पहाड़ से गिर गिर के आके नदी में गिरता है गंडकी। आप इधर आके देखना। लाइट होगा बेटा?
And Sati Prabhu doesn't speak Hindi as much, so it's a
थोड़ा
little
बीच
English.
में इंग्लिश आ
लेके आके तो उनके दर्शन करो। माता,
जाओ।
माता आप वो चेयर ले उधर से।
I'll get it.
हाँ, यहाँ पर बड़ा चेयर है, आप वहाँ बैठो।
अच्छा।
बैठने में तकलीफ होगा। इधर लेफ्ट में देखो छोटी
Yeah,
माता।
I see it. Okay.
I know.
अच्छा, सबसे अच्छा देखो वो जो मुक्तिनाथ के इस बारे में गया था राधा कुंड से,
हाँ।
वो लेकर आया। देखो तुलसी की माला मुक्तिनाथ के ऊपर देखो पड़ा हुआ है।
ये बड़ी वाली।
हाँ, वो जो है वो रूट है। आप इधर जाओ, वो तुलसी का रूट है।
अच्छा।
और उसमें बांसुरी है, कृष्ण है, और
Thank you.
देखो आप
It's very real.
चक्र। अच्छा, ये देखो कामधेनु गाय है। कामधेनु वो ये दूसरा का देखा, दूसरा लाइट दे उसमें। आप देख रहे हो उसका मुंह
Yes.
बिल्कुल बछड़ के जैसे है।
Calf.
यो कामधेनु है।
Marshall calf.
Oh, okay.
And you also got this on some Gandaki Nadi.
It's like
एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम गंडकी।
Gandaki
In Nepal.
Nepal.
Name of the river.
या
It's the
अच्छा,
Shaligram
उसके
Shiva of
अंदर देखो
Nepal.
18 सालग्राम माला के रूप में है। वो 18 पुराण का प्रतीक है हमारे मुक्तिनाथ के ऊपर।
Give me the big mala.
Yeah.
That's the root of Tulsi.
ये देखो।
So
That's-
18 Puranas.
That's
अच्छा, वो जो दो चरण है ना बेटा,
That's the
उसको
root
निकालो और
of
सबका
Tulsi.
दर्शन करो।
Root of Tulsi. So his mala is made. It represents 18 shastras.
दोनों को निकाल दो।
From
निकाल के
memory.
उधर जाके दिखाओ सबको। और ये लाइट एक एक दर्शन कराओ उसमें।
I didn't see Tulsi roots were ever like that.
No, never.
Okay.
हमने ऐसे तुलसी कहाँ देखी?
नहीं, आप निकट ले जाओ सबको दिखाओ। देखो वो कितना सुंदर है। ये दुर्लभ वस्तु है, सबके पास नहीं होता ये।
What? Is it feet?
Yeah, it's all
Krishna?
जुड़ दो। देखो कैसे बनाया उसने। दोनों चरण है, ये राधिका की और कृष्ण की। ऐसे देखो।
Fit हो जाते हैं, हरि बोल। Uncle, insect made it like that.
या
You know this Shaligram, the insect makes the design? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
इट इज नॉट
It's not
हैंडमेड।
man-made.
Insect made it.
Insect, yeah.
ये देखो।
Yeah, so there's God of
Which one is Radharani? Which one is Krishna?
ये एक कृष्ण की है दोनों, और एक राधा रानी की है दोनों।
ये आर्किटेक्ट है उनका देवताओं का, विश्वकर्मा ही मेक्स it.
Oh, really? I mean, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's architect.
Yeah.
But okay.
He made the Dwarika too.
But I didn't know for Shaligam Shiva.
He's the architect. No, that gope which make the insect, he represents Vishwakarma.
Okay.
Yeah.
विश्वकर्मा himself
Yeah.
become a Vajragit
Oh.
in river of Ganduki.
Okay.
When Mother Tulsi cursed Lord,
Yeah.
and Lord become a stone,
Yeah.
because he said the story is बंद करें। Story is Mother Tulsi from childhood he prayed to the Lord.
Yeah.
He want to marry Lord. Lord should be her husband. But somehow or other, the demon चंद्रचूड़ भी शंखचूड़ भी एक नाम था, पर दूसरी शास्त्र में शंखचूड़ उसका नाम नहीं है।
अच्छा।
उसका नाम है एनीवे जो भी है। शंखचूड़ भी चाहता था ठाकुर जी को प्राप्त करना।
अच्छा।
तो भगवान एक साथ दोनों को नहीं करा सकते। ही कांट मेक बोथ पर्सन टुगेदर।
अच्छा।
तो फुलफिल द डिजायर। इन भगवद गीता लॉर्ड सेज ये यथा मांग प्रपद्यन्ते तांग तथैव भजाम्यहम् मम वर्तमान उवर्तन्ते मनुष्यः पार्थ सर्वस। हे पार्थ, whatever desired we have or person has, and he come to the Lord and pray, but ultimately Lord fulfill their desire sooner or later. Okay, Lord speaking, But then Lord says, I cannot fulfill both persons' desire at a time. That's why, although he is your husband, and you calling me again and again, every daily basis, 24/7, so I fulfill your desire in this way. That time she is already married to शंकरचूड़ा, और मैं भूल जाता हूँ उसका नाम, दूसरे शास्त्र में जो वर्णन है. So then he said, तुम निर्मम हो, निष्ठुर हो, तुलसी, निष्ठुर हो. What's happened actually? Tulsi is sitting on the left side of Lord Narayana. Tulsi is thinking he is my husband, Shankachuda. She is thinking, but he is a duplicate person. Lord make all arrangement. He has to die, Lord Shiva, because Parvati pray. Parvati pray to Supreme Lord, look, this demon came as a Lord Shiva. He fell down, otherwise many things can be happen. So Lord, please take care of. The Lord created this drama this way. Okay? So she do not know this person is not her husband.
अच्छा बेटे इसको कम करो बैकग्राउंड उनको ऊंचा बोलना पड़ता.
No, ऐसा कोई बात नहीं. Okay. So then he said, you create all this drama. You are a nishtur like a stone, तो पत्थर दिल के हो. So you should be stone.
telling Krishna that.
But Krishna says now Lord Vishnu is saying, oh my dear, from childhood you are calling me. You are calling me. You are such a devotee. Although you curse me, you are my devotee. I will accept it. Okay? Not only that, without you, I will not accept any bhoga. जब तक तो मेरे भोग में नहीं पड़ोगी, तब तक मैं भोग स्वीकार नहीं करूंगा. Any Vishnu preparation, we Tulsi or Manjari, if you not there, Lord not accept. Huh? That's why we said Tulsi, Manjari, स्वर्ण रूपेण, सुवर्ण से भी ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है तुलसी के जो बीज है ना. अच्छा, तो फिर भगवान ने ये कहा, जिस रूप को तूने मुझे दिया बा कर्ष किया, वो स्टोन रूप तो मैं लूंगा ही, पर जब तक तुम मेरे सर के ऊपर नहीं चढ़ोगी, पूजा का फल किसको नहीं मिलेगा. इसलिए सालग्राम शिला के सर के ऊपर हम रखते हैं, पर तुलसी हमेशा चरण में जाता है ना. तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी, कृष्ण की प्रेयसी है वो ठीक है, किंतु सालग्राम शिला की मस्तक के ऊपर तुलसी चढ़ती है.
Krishna say you have to sit on my head, only then I will accept you. Then that's why on Shaligram Shila we put Tulsi on it. Usually it goes in Krishna's feet, so that's why she has to be on it, offering के लिए.
So unfortunately this is our Tulsi for the cold, winter season, but still it's very difficult. So that's why I made this Tulsi, pure Tulsi, and उनके ऊपर मैं रख देता हूँ अगर नहीं भी है. और मंजरी हम भर के रखते हैं इसमें. मैंने अभी मैं आपको प्रॉपर्टी दिखा दूंगा. तो मंजरी भर के रखते हैं, जब सर्दी के समय में वो मंजरी को डाल के सब पूजा पाठ जो भी होता है उनका ही होता है. अच्छा, एक मदर लक्ष्मी की सालग्राम है, आप कल्पना नहीं कर सकते वो सालग्राम देखे के. वो हाथी के सूंड उठाए ना गज लक्ष्मी, उसको हाथ में लेके दर्शन कर सकते. ये सामने है तेरा, ये ऊपर ये लेफ्ट में. हाँ दैट ये गजलक्ष्मी देखो, उनके पास में ले जाओ.
हाथी के ऊपर
देखो
एलिफेंट लक्ष्मी का एक फॉर्म है, एलिफेंट लक्ष्मी.
ये देखो ना, सूंड उठाया हुआ है चक्र.
She goes on elephant.
And then
उनके द्वारा पूजी जाती
है. आप जब वहाँ घंटी के वहाँ पे जाते हैं तो आपको ऐसे ही बन जाते हैं कैसे?
नहीं,
मैं जब गया था उस समय ठाकुर जी सो रहे थे. स्वयं एकादशी से लेकर के फिर 4 महीना जो चतुर्मास हो जाता है ना, उसमें भगवान शयन करते हैं ना, फिर उत्थान एकादशी एक होता है ना। तो जिस समय मैं गया था उस समय ठाकुर जी सो रहे थे।
अच्छा।
तो नदी में पानी तो था पर इतना पानी नहीं था। सो हम जब काठमांडू से गए दर्शन के लिए तो मैं कुछ तुलसी लेके गया था, चयन करके हाथ में भर के ले गया था।
अच्छा।
ताकि ठाकुर जी समारोह उधर कुछ प्राप्त हों। तो जब नदी के पास जाके स्नान इत्यादि किया और मैं ठाकुर जी को सहस्र शीर्षा पुरुषः सहस्राक्षम सहस्रपाद सभूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठत् दशांगुलम, वो 22 का मंत्र है। जिस मंत्र को पाठ करके देवताओं ने, ब्रह्मा, धरती और सभी देवताओं ने भगवान को स्तुति किया जब कंस की प्रादुर्भाव हुआ, यही मंत्र है वो। इसको कहते हैं पुरुष सूक्तम। उसी मंत्र को जब पढ़े भगवान जगे थे। तो मैं उसी मंत्र को एक एक मंत्र के ऊपर एक एक तुलसी बहाया जल में। मैं कहा ठाकुर जी दर्शन दीजिए, फिर ठाकुर जी दर्शन दीजिए। वो सब तुलसी के बहाने के बाद फिर हम लोग ने ढूंढने लगे और जो प्राप्त हुआ ये फल के रूप में ये आपके सामने है।
उधर डिफिकल्टी भी तो बताइए, वो तो जेल में डाल देते हैं। यू कैन नॉट टेक इट लाइक दैट। बहुत तपस्या। मैं
पगड़ी बांध के गया था, जगन्नाथ जी की स्तुति सुनाया क्योंकि बहुत वजन है, मैं प्लेन में। किंतु समारोह वो एक जो ऑफिसर वहाँ के थे उनको मैंने बोला जी प्रभु जी देखिए आप बड़े अच्छे हो, ठाकुर जी की कृपा है, मैं जगन्नाथपुरी से आया हुआ हूँ और ये सभी ब्राह्मण बस्ती में लेके जा रहा हूँ, सबको एक एक बांटूंगा और मैं नेपाल से क्या लेके जाऊँगा। बोला स्वामी जी आप इसको तो लेकर जा नहीं सकते, तो आप ये बैग को यहीं छोड़िए, जब आप प्लेन में बैठेंगे मैं लेके आपके हाथ में दे दूँगा। ये ठाकुर जी ने कृपा किया। ये एक्सरे के अंदर गए नहीं, एक्सरे के अंदर गए नहीं, तो फिर मैं बहुत खुश हुआ जो ठाकुर जी मुझे कृपा की है। और इनकी लीला तो बहुत अपरंपार है, इनको क्या बताऊं मैं। तो हमारे नारायणी माता तो लीला में भाग देते हैं ना भगवान कृष्ण की, तो उनको मालूम है ये कहाँ रहे कहाँ गए, क्या क्या हुआ नहीं हुआ सब कुछ।
वो सुनील भारद्वाज क्या इन्होंने तो दिए इतने सारे, वो इतना मन से दिखाते दर्शन करते, सबको बोलते। हमको तो कुछ नहीं पता था। इनका कथा सुनने के बाद वो बंदे ने एकादशी व्रत शुरू करा, तो वो दीक्षा में क्या क्या नाम वो उन्होंने बोला, मैंने खाली बोला नरसिंह चैतन्य का भागवतम हो रहा है सर्वान प्रभु के यहाँ, बस आ जाओ। तो बस उनको भगवान ने मालूम नहीं क्या किया, इनका शब्दों के जादू से वो रोज शालीग्राम शिला 4 बजे उठ के करते। इन्होंने सब दिया उनको। फर्स्ट थिंग यू गो टू हिज हाउस, बोलते आओ मैं दिखाता हूँ, मेरे को नरसिंह प्रभु ने दिया। एवरी टाइम वी गो देयर।
सो इसी प्रकार ओके। अभी क्या करो बेटा, थोड़ा सा जल लो हाथ में लेके, हाथ ठीक है सबके मस्तक के ऊपर डालो, माथा आप इसको कवर करो, मस्तक कवर ऐसा। ओम अपवित्रो पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थांगतोऽपि वा यः स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं स बाह्याभ्यन्तर शुचिः। ओम श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु श्री विष्णु पापोऽहं पापकर्माहं पापात्मा पाप संभव त्राहि मं पुण्डरीकाक्षं उपाद हरो हरिः। शंख उठा, पहले माता जी के मस्तक में ले जा।
अरे ओ कृष्णा,
पीछे से
ये स्पेशल शंख है,
ये लक्ष्मी शंख है। लक्ष्मी शंख का मतलब दक्षिणावर्ती, जो राइट की ओर खुले,
राइट की ओर खुलता है,
ये लक्ष्मी शंख है। उधर ओम वेदोक्त मंत्रार्था सफला सन्तु पूर्ण सन्तु मनोरथा शत्रुणां वृद्धिनास्तस्तु फलेषु कदाचन। ओम वेदोक्त मंत्रार्था सफला सन्तु सन्तु मनोरथा शत्रुणां वृद्धिनाशस्तु मित्राणां उदयोस्तवः सदा वसतु वैकुण्ठे सदा केशवदर्शनः सदा प्राप्ति देवलोकेषु सदा सुखी सदा भवः अव्याधिना शरीरेण मनसा च निराधिनः पुरयन् आर्थिवमासतुं जीव शरदं सतः स्वस्त्यस्तु ते कुशलमस्तु चिरायुर्वस्तु दीर्घायुर्वस्तु नीलांचलस्थ भगवान श्री जगन्नाथ सुप्रसन्न वरदस्तु शुभमस्तु कल्याणमस्तु। ओम मंगलोर्भगवान विष्णु मंगलम मधुसूदनः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज माधवो माधवो विष्णु माधवो माधवो हरि स्मरन्ति साधवो नित्यं सर्वकार्येषु माधवं श्रीमद्पङ्कजविष्टरो हरिहरो वायुर्महेन्द्रो नळ चंद्र भास्कर वित्तपाल वरुणाधर माधिपाग्रह प्रद्युम्न नलकुवर सुरगण चिंतामणि कौस्तुभः स्वामी शक्तिधर स्तुलंगलधर कुर्वन्तु ते मंगलम कुर्वन्तु ते मंगलम कुर्वन्तु ते मंगलम। ओम गंगा सिंधु सरस्वती च जमुना गोदावरी नर्मदा कावेरी सरजू महेंद्र तनया चर्मन्वती रेणुका क्षिप्रा भगवती महासुर नदी चित्रोत्पला गंडकी पुण्य पुण्य जला समुद्र सहिता कुर्वन्तु ते मंगलम कुर्वन्तु ते मंगलम। ओम नीलाद्रीनाथं जगतामधेशं चिदं स्वरूपं शरण्येकनाथं श्रीनीलगोत्राधिपतिं शरण्यवन्द्यं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम्। ओम जगदानंदकंदाय प्रणतार्तिहराय च नीलांचल निवासाय जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। ओम नीलाद्रि कंदरानंदी मंदरालय वंदितं वंदे वंदारु मंदिरम् इंदिरा मंदिरं महा ध्याये ब्रह्मांड नील सुंदरतनं रत्नसिंहासने स्थितं तदक्षे भद्रदात्री रुचिरुचिरतरा भाग्यदात्री सुभद्रा तदक्षे कामपालं धवलवरतनुलांगलं जस्य पाणु श्रीलक्ष्मीरेवती द्वय परिविशतु सदा ब्रह्मदारुं स्मरामि दारो ब्रह्मं नमामि। ओम द्रव्यं शोभितलांगलं समुषलं कादम्बरी चंचलं रत्नाढ्यावरं कुंडलं भुजबले आक्रांतं भ्रूमण्डलं वज्रभ्रामरे चारुगण्डजुगलं नागेन्द्रहारज्जुलं संग्रामे च पलं शशाङ्कधवलं श्रीकामपालं भजेत् श्रीबलरामं भजेत्। सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ बलभद्र सुभद्रा देवी की जय। श्री मुक्तिनाथ भगवान की जय। शुभमस्तु कल्याणमस्तु श्री कृष्णे मति अस्तु। ये आशीर्वाद हुआ। अभी क्या करना बेटा, ये जो फूल है ना, एक एक पंखुड़ी सबके हाथ में दो और सभी खड़े रहो। पुष्पांजलि ठाकुर जी को चढ़ा दो, चढ़ा के प्रणाम करके फिर चलो ऊपर। एक एक दे दो। अरे छोटे माता को दिया नहीं अपने? हाँ। ओम विष्णुंग भास्वत किरीटांगदबलय गला कल्पहार दरांग्रिं श्रोणी भूषं सवक्षो मकर महा कुंडलमंडितांगम हस्तद्यो शंखचक्राम्बुजगतममलं पीतकौशेयवासं श्रीवत्सङ्कं मुदारकौस्तुभधरं पीताम्बरं सुन्दरम्। ओम विष्णु नारायण कृष्ण वैकुंठ विष्टर श्रवस दामोदर हृषिकेश केशव माधव सुदयितारि पुंडरीकाक्ष गोविंद गरुड़ध्वज पीताम्बर अच्युतो सारंगिनी विश्वक्सेन जनार्दन उपेन्द्र इंद्रावरज चक्रपाणि चतुर्भुज पद्मनाभ मधुरी पूर्वासुदेव त्रिविक्रम देवकी नंदन शौर्य श्रीपति पुरुषोत्तम वनमालि बलि ध्वंसी कंसारात्रि रधक्य जौ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तव चरणारविंद जुगले पुष्पं समर्पयामि। गुड।
इनको रोज स्नान कराते हैं सबको।
हाँ मदर,
इनको रोज स्नान कराते हैं सबको।
हाँ ये तीन होते हैं, ये तीन होते हैं, ये सब नहीं होते, वो खाली मंत्र स्नान में होते हैं क्योंकि वो अलंकार पहने हुए हैं ना। ये तीनों की स्नान होता है।
उनका अलंकार कब चेंज करते हैं?
अलंकार साल में एक बार उनको तो फिर सफाई करना पड़ता है माता, नहीं तो फिर ये एयर फेयर से थोड़ा सा
तो इनका एवरीडे।
इनका ये हमारे दोनों ब्रह्मचारी है और मैं करता था माता के
Thank you, Ankit.
जय हनुमान जी की जय।
जय हनुमान
जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की
हनुमान जी की
जय।
जय। Tulsidas, middle-aged poet, he says, Tulsidas is always servant of Hari. O Krishna, O Ram, Nath, O Master, stay always in my heart. Make my heart your abode. So nice.
So any requests for any other things to listen to?
इसके आगे आता हनुमान अष्टक, हनुमान जी की आरती।
To experience God, not just hear about him. I wanted to experience him. Anyway, at this festival down in the valley, there was 10 to 20 of these yellow dhotis, kurtas, yellow
11.
saris, because there were no dhotis, no kurtas. This is 1970 in the USA. No Indian stores to go to. No gift shops in temples. There were no temples. So everything was bought at a cloth shop. Big rolls of cloth. You made dhotis, kurtas like that. Anyway, my friend said, let's go see them. No way. These people, I was looking for their spaceship, where they came from. These funny looking people with shiny heads. Back in those days, you shaved your head every day. And they put tilak on with Fuller's Earth, which was something you bought in a hardware store to patch plaster, holes. So when you put it on, it was there till you went to bed. It was actually nice. You never had to reapply tilak because you painted it on. Anyway, from that very day, both my friend and I went up to them and I asked who God was. And they told me. And for the first time, imagine. You have to imagine this. I even try to explain it to my wife, who was born into Krishna consciousness. Her parents were devotees. You cannot understand the feeling. It's not just one lifetime, millions of lifetimes wandering around, and all of a sudden somebody just literally hands you Krishna book, hands you Krishna, just like that. Answered all my questions. And we're known for that, Hare Krishnas. They can answer any question, no problem. He told me his name, Krishna. Then it went on, his brother's name, mother's name. I found out so many things. And I accepted everything 100%. I think mainly because I was a lazy person. I didn't want to have to read, but I found the proper people. My friend and I, we went to the temple every day for the rest of the week. That was Sunday. We went every day for evening Bhagavad Gita class. And then that Saturday, 6 days later, by the influence of Kirtanananda Maharaj, we stopped at the temple one evening. He just grabbed us, you know. He saw. That's what it was like. You would see these shaven. Well, we weren't shaven then. So he grabbed us and said, come to Pittsburgh. They were in the process of buying Bahulaban. At that time, they called it Brajbhumi, which is the main temple in New Vrindavan, Bahulaban Farm. So he had just purchased it. So my friend and I, that Saturday, we took a train from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh, maybe 10 hours or something like that. And we arrived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where there was a small temple. And we moved in. We shaved up that day. That's what you did. You shaved your head as soon as you moved into the temple. We both had hair. Mine, if you see, I have this curly. My hair was like this. His was just long beards. We all beards, mustaches. Boom, just like that, shaved it off.
My God.
So we were there for 2 weeks before we finally got to go to New Vrindavan. Within those 2 weeks, day number 2, I became the temple commander.
Okay.
This is right here.
I like it, yeah.
Right, which meant you had to go around in the morning blowing a conch shell at 4 o'clock, waking everyone up. And then another day later, I became the shipper for Spiritual Sky. Pittsburgh was East Coast, West Coast was Los Angeles. Because my previous job, I was a shipper in a thread mill. So they said, what did you do? I said, I was a shipper. Okay, boom. That's what it was like. There's no question of just sitting around chanting. We chanted our rounds, but busy, all the time busy. So then after that 2 weeks, went to New Vrindavan, both my friend and I. And we...
Shashi, हरि बोल। खाली हमको ये लगा कि कोविड की वजह से उन्होंने ये नहीं बोला। ये तो गई थी अंदर कि अंदर चलो घर के। कोविड था ना, डरे हुए हैं, तो डॉक्टर है तो और ज़्यादा डरते हैं।
डॉक्टर सबसे ज़्यादा डरे हुए थे। वो एवरीडे देख रहे थे।
Very welcoming though. They did so. जो
उनका अरेंजमेंट भी बहुत
है ना, फूड टेस्टिंग प्यार दे रहे तेरे को।
Yeah, you learn so many new things with the people, right?
Yeah, when you
मदर के जैसे सिंपल है मुझे।
And our understanding was just tears of love of Godhead. And devotees would look at it. And I learned over time, because I was also one of those. You would look at Prabhupada and you would think, he sees all of my dirt, all my sins of millions of lifetimes, he sees this nasty person. I learned after being with him, that's not at all what Prabhupada saw. He saw devotee. Just these people, I just need to encourage them to do what is natural for them. That's what Prabhupada
How
saw.
much patience Krishna
He
gave.
saw beautiful Vaishnavas. So then my name was called Vin from the secretary. And you're petrified. And you can't think at all because he's right in front of you. He steal your intelligence. I've seen my intelligence stolen so many times. The simplest thing you can forget, if Krishna makes you forget. And you can remember something that could be 50 years away and it can just pop into your head. Remembrance and intelligence comes from Krishna. But I had been meditating, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, because sometimes you'd forget. You're doing all of it, but your brain has become jelly in front of Prabhupada. Anything could happen. But and he asked me, what are the regulative principles? No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. Gopi Puranadhan, he forgot no intoxication. Prabhupada laughed. He said, aha. Right? Gopi Puranadhan, a genius scholar. Only by Krishna. Everything coming from Krishna, and now through our spiritual master. So then Prabhupada looked at me. How many rounds? He didn't say in chant 16. To me, see, because Prabhupada knows each and every one of us. So he phrased it a little different. How many rounds do you chant? And I chant 20 rounds a day. So I was proud. I was doing 4 extra rounds. In New Vrindavan, that wasn't an easy activity. And Prabhupada looked at me and he kind of went, That was my first mistake. And then he said, and your name is Shrutakirti. He said, Shrutakirti is the name of Krishna.
Glories of hearing.
And all the hundreds of devotees packed to this temple.
Hearing?
Like, Haribol. And then again, Prabhupada looked and said, and you are Shrutakirti Das.
Yeah.
So again, very often he would give me little, put you in your place, whenever pride arose. Then I went back to my place. He said, what was your name? I said, I don't know. I had never heard it before. After the ceremony, we would go to the front door of Prabhupada's room, Prajumna. He would put your name and your Sanskrit name with diacritics. So you would write your name down, put it on here. So you had to learn your name as well as everybody else. So then I go back to, no, there was no questions. That service is your service. And no one would try to take it from you. It's your service. It's personal. Everything's personal. So the first day I'm there, I have no idea, but I saw Nanda Kumar, Prabhupada's servant, in the temple during class, Bhagavatam class, and I see this devotee, and he's taking Prabhupada's cane, giving Prabhupada his glasses, and I'm thinking, wow, somebody personally serves Prabhupada. I guess it was always in me, this personal service. I said, my mother, I didn't say, I headlined. My mother was my first guru. She's all of our first guru, your mother. I didn't have a father. I had a mother, 2 older sisters. So it was all I learned was serving. Because that's all Italian women did. They cooked and they served. They cleaned and they served. They served. And I didn't have a male figure sitting in the sofa watching television while all the service was going on. I didn't learn that. This is my position. I'm the king of the household. I was told I was the man of the house when I was 5 years old. I was pushing lawnmowers at 6 years old. Weighed more than I did. That was put in my brain. But it all was worthwhile later on. Because I had a natural service propensity. Kirtanananda recognized it. Anyway, I'm sitting before Prabhupada, and I'm holding the Krishna book. He knows now I'm the Krishna book reader, the previous one, and going back to the temple to do his service. And the very first time that Prabhupada looked at me, he looked at me, and he said, I like the Cowherd Boys very much. He smiled, and then he said, read. And I started reading a Krishna book story to my spiritual master. And the others were all sitting there. And we're listening, we're excited, and Prabhupada's sitting, eyes closed, and he's listening. And it was a story about Krishna killing a demon. I don't remember the story, but I remember what happened. Because as I'm reading along, very casually, nicely, I came to the point where he slaughtered this demon. You know, we're young boys. You know, I relished horror movies, blood. You know, we like these things, all these nasty things. So when I got to the point and I'm just reading, and Krishna, bam! And Prabhupada starts laughing. You haven't seen anyone laugh until you saw Prabhupada laugh. I don't think there's any video seeing the development, the stages of laughter that one can have. Because you can laugh. And Prabhupada started laughing. But it didn't stop. Then his body started shaking. And he's laughing, and the laughing is getting louder. So now we're all laughing. Because he's laughing. That's the only reason we're laughing, is because he was laughing. We heard Krishna killed the demon and we enjoyed it. But it didn't hit us. But Prabhupada just, his laughing increased. And he had, you know, and you probably have the same thing. In English, we say, you know, you have belly laughs. Then you have knee slappers. That's the ultimate. See, there's an evolution of laughter. So Prabhupada starts laughing. And then his body's shaking. And then his tears are coming out of his eyes. And then the belly's moving. And then finally he's slapping his knee. He's hysterical in ecstasy. He's seeing. You know, we're reading something, but he's on another level. I'm like, what is going on? And that's when I understood. I knew from the very first moment, this is what I want. But New Vrindavan was austere. And we worked hard. And we understood a devotee, Vaishnava, what is he? He's grave. He's quiet. He's humble.
Are you a creator looking for new ways to make money?
Always.
And everything else. But for me, it was something special. So when we go into the garden the next day, I've got the bookmarker there. My heart's beating double. I'm so anxious to read this story, to see what's going to happen today in front of Prabhupada. What is he going to do? He was there in these stories, you know, he's sitting there on the side, taking part. And then I started reading the story of the big gorilla. There was something about, you know, big black apes, and all the things he did were so irreverent. It's nasty things. It was very nasty. And it was early on, and I start reading. He's behind the trees and the bushes, and that fire sacrifice is going on. He's busy making faces at all the young old girls, the gopis and all. So you're a young boy. These things are very fascinating and funny. To me it was. This was like my sweet spot of humor. And I got to the point where he starts passing urine on the sacrificial fire. I thought it was hilarious. So my heart just, and I said it. And as soon as I said it, what happened? Prabhupada starts laughing. Just like the day before. And his laughing grew and grew from just coming from his mouth to his body and his belly. Prabhupada had a nice long belly. Prabhupada had a belly on the rub every day, hoping something would happen. Something's going to happen. I keep rubbing that belly and I'm reading. And his belly, and he's slapping his knee. Slapping and laughing, all in ecstasy. Because it's falling over. There's no choice. You're in the ocean now. You know, and everyone's in ecstasy, laughing, and I'm laughing and laughing. And then we continued on. I said, Prabhupada, tell the devotees, because he always encourages to read. So if he was in a place like Perth, Australia, these places where there were no temples, he held classes in his room. He said the program, not that it's just, I'm not in a temple now, sleep in, no class, no Tulsi Puja. No, everything went on. Wherever you are, that's where your temple is. And inevitably, it happened every time. And I would just sit there, as Prabhupada said, because you always know exactly how it's going to go. Because we all do the same thing. But a devotee, which book? Any book! So then they get the book, same thing. They hold the book. Where should I read? Anywhere, Prabhupada would say. You're always trying to show us just be Krishna conscious all the time, always absorbed in Krishna, this way, that way, doesn't matter. Just do it. And then they would start reading. Prabhupada would sit, listen to his words. So now I'm Brahmin, May 22nd. I go back to New Vrindavan. Kirtanananda makes me the cook, head cook. Means you're the cook. There are no assistants. You're doing everything. 4 in the morning till you go to bed 9 o'clock at night. You're making all the sweets, nice sweets. See, Kirtanananda again, he taught me how to make burfi, how to make sandesh, how to make rasgulla. These were Prabhupada's sweets. None of this nonsense, things made up like peanut butter and dates. And no. And you spend 5 minutes, you spend hours cooking for Krishna. You want to satisfy him. Not that you try to shortcut everything for your own. This is American mentality. Do it faster, easier, with less time, less care, less devotion. And that was our mentality. So many things Prabhupada instructed. So now I'm doing all those things. I have
ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
गोविन्द जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविन्द जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि राधा रमण हरि राधा रमण हरि गोविन्द जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविन्द जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविन्द जय जय गोपाल Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
तद्विष्णो परमं पदकं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवेव चक्षुरातलं तद्विप्रासो विपन्यवो जागृवागं सत्समिन्दते विष्णोर्यत्परमं पदम्।
गोविन्द जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविन्द जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि राधा रमण हरि
प्रहलाद दाई ने
नरसिंहा पर दो
Highway 51, East Florist Avenue, then turn right. Turn right, then turn right. Interstate 83, northbound towards Florida.
यहाँ अलाउड नहीं रेड पे ना हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय महालक्ष्मी 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 जय महालक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय प्रहलाद महाराज की जय महालक्ष्मी की जय राधा गोपीनाथ की जय गौर निताई की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा सुदर्शन भगवान की जय राधा नील माधव की जय नरसिंह चैतन्य प्रभु के आशीर्वाद की जय राधा मान भंजन और छोटा बेटा उनके ब्रदर सब उनकी पत्नी थैंक यू दाते थैंक यू प्रभुपाद की जय जय
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, northbound towards Harrisburg for 68 kilometers.
Hare Krishna.
जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Saman
One or two or three people who are clapping. And I see the beautiful girls from Toronto are dancing already. But I want to see all of you chat with me. Are you going to sing with me? It's really easy. I'll make it short. Jagannath, bolo. Jagannath, Swami, Swami, Jagannath,
शंभु ब्रह्मा मरपति गणेशाचित पदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे भुजे सवे वेणुं शिरसि शिखि पुच्छं कटितटे दुकूलं नेत्रान्ते सहचर कटाक्षं विदधते सदा श्रीमद्वृन्दावन वसति लीला परिचयो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे महाम्बुधिस्थिरे कनकरुचिरे नीलशिखरे वसन् प्रसादान्त सहज बलभद्रेण बलिना सुभद्रमध्यस्थ सकल सुरसेवा वसरदो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे कृपा परबारस जल जलद श्रेणी रुचिरो रमावनी रमा स्फुरदमल पंखे रुहमुखा सुरेन्द्रराराध्य श्रुतिगान शिखा गीत चरितो रथारूढो गच्छन् पतिमीलितभूदेव पटले स्तुतिप्रादुर्भावं प्रतिपदमुपकरण्य सदया दया सिन्धुर्बन्धु सकल जगतां सिन्धु सुतया जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे परं ब्रह्मापीड कुवलयदलोत्फुल्लनयनो निवासि नीलाद्रो निहितचरणोऽनन्तशिरसे रसानन्दिराधा सरसवपुरालिङ्गनसुखो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे न वै याचे राजन् न च कनकमाणिक्यविभवम् न याचेऽहं रम्यां सकलजनकाम्यां वरवधू सदा काले काले प्रमथपतिना गीतचरितो जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे हरत्वं संसारं धृतरम् असारं सुरपते हरत्वं पापानां विततिमपारं यदवपते अहो दीननाथे निहितचरणो निश्चितमिदम् जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवतु मे जगन्नाथ अष्टकं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयत शुचिः सर्वपापविशुद्धात्मा विष्णुलोकं स गच्छति